You're my special friend.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Special Friends. We're back with another episode. I'm Earoke and this is
Wuzi.
And we're glad that you showed up today. Do us a favor, be sure to rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like us on YouTube, be sure to share us, comment, subscribe as well. And yeah, we're gonna hop into the episode. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How was your week?
I'm doing all right. I had a good week.
You had a good week?
Yeah.
You had a good long week or like just a good week?
I feel like I'm getting interviewed.
You had a good week?
Yeah, I had a good week. I feel like I'm being interviewed.
You were like, we asked you questions? Okay.
That's not that. I don't know. I just felt.
Okay, how would you like me to engage in conversation?
No, I'm not saying how you get conversation. I don't know. I just felt performative.
Okay. I had a good week. It was an interesting week. It started off really odd, as you know, a lot of different things to process. But ultimately I had a pretty calm and pivotal week in the ways that I'm like processing things and shifting my mindset around things. And it's actually been pretty nice and fun, kind of just not having too much on my schedule and having openness to like choose what I do with my day.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you be thinking in your head?
What do you mean?
Like, what are you thinking right now?
To share about my week?
Like, yeah, like, what are you thinking right now? Like, what's the thoughts?
That's
like
your questioning how I'm sharing my week?
No. I'm just asking, like, what's your thought? I just want to know what your thought is right now. Like, what you thinking? Like, don't think about it. Just say the first thing.
What you're thinking?
Like, one word.
What I'm thinking. In one word? Curious?
Interesting.
Why?
I just ask.
I'm curious to know what you think I'm thinking.
I'm not thinking
or what you're thinking.
I'm not thinking anything. I was just wondering. That's literally what I was thinking in my head. I wonder what Ariel talking, what she be thinking about.
Okay.
But no, I'm glad you had a calm week. A week of opportunities.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
That's a good phrase. What opportunities did you have?
To be still.
Okay.
And kind of reflect and consider my options and consider that I have options. Because sometimes, especially in these last 2 years, I feel like I didn't have options. Like I had to do something a certain way. And this week I reconsidered that.
Okay. Interesting. I'm glad you're able to take advantage of the options to be still. I think we don't take the time to be still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's nothing new. The culture we live in is not a still culture. It's a hustle and bustle, especially you live in America. I mean, but I will say as Californians, though, I think we do have more time to really, I think our surroundings are, I mean, I say that like that, but in my personal opinion, our surroundings sometimes can be a little bit more beautiful. So we get a little bit more time to look around and be like, man, I'm gonna go to the beach, or, you know, I want to go for a hike or something like that. I'm not saying other people don't have that same opportunity, but I feel like in California it is a little bit more stillness. But as a country, we definitely don't take advantage of it in totality.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with because I'm all for.
Why is that?
I'm all for wanting that lifestyle, but when it comes down to it, I really get caught up quickly in like the go. Like my intention is to live more slowly and more present.
But it's always funny you say that because I be like, when you say you be go, it's like, what does that look like? It seems like you be more running in place.
What do you mean?
It's like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you be like, I be on go, but it's like, I don't know. Where you going?
A lot of it has to do like the industry of work I'm in. It requires a lot of being out in the community, constantly communicating, constantly cultivating relationships, all those things. So it demands me to like be in space a lot, and that can be planned or it can be very unpredictable, and so I just have to be expected to kind of show up when I have to. So that's part of the work part, and then the other things is just like I have so many different interests or like passions or ways that I want to engage in life, whether it's through like just friendships and relationships or it's through like groups that I belong to, and then those kind of take up my schedule too. And so I feel like throughout the week I'll either have like maybe 1 or 2 days where I'm at home, and the rest of the days I'm like going every day, and not just like a typical work day, but like I'm going every day, doing work plus 2 more things I'm kind of quote unquote obligated to do. And so I just be gone. And then most of my weekends I'm just at home to sleep type of thing.
But I guess the point I'm making is like,
I'll be running in place.
yeah, it's like, what's the goal?
Yeah, that's the
the
thing.
point. That's the point I'm making. Like,
that's the thing too. Like, I think a lot of this year I've spent asking myself that question of like, what are my intentions and why are they my intentions, and what are my personal desired outcomes, and not exactly like what are people's expectations of what my outcomes or like output should be. So that's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for?
this thing is an interesting question always to be, because again, I feel like, not you just personally, but I do feel like a lot of people are running in place. I mean, I've been in spaces where I'm running in place, and ultimately it's like, you know, like if I'm working all the time to get it, you know, so I used to be a workaholic, but the goal at the time when I was a workaholic was to get a down payment to buy a house. But once I stopped doing that, I was running in place because I'm still doing the same thing that I was doing, but now I realize I don't really want to buy a house. So it's like, then what am I doing all this for? And that's what I mean. Like, not saying that you lost or anything, but I'm saying like, that's why I'm like, sometimes I feel like that because I'm like, what you say that you want, what you doing, does that get you closer to that? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like my adulting life right now,
Oh,
I have to work the way I do. Like, I even was considering getting a second job this fall, just because of how I set myself up to be over this last 3 years. It's just certain things I can't continue to like let fall on the wayside because it adds up. So I think I put myself in a position to not be able to have more balance in the sense of like slower living, and
makes sense.
but I do still pursue that lifestyle. It just won't happen as in the timeline that I probably prefer it to be.
I mean, I think we think of, have you ever remember being 18? I'm gonna buy a house by 25. It was like,
yeah,
please.
I'm
Probably
be
felt
an
that way.
entrepreneur by 25 and be married and have my own house.
Some people got that.
Yeah.
Do they still got it?
But not even if they still got it. It's just like,
No.
everything's different for everybody, and that's just how life is.
God bless them people. I mean, I guess my week has been, I don't know, my week has been normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about my week. I struggle with thinking about my week because I'm so, a lot of times I am more present than I like to admit. And the problem with that is that I don't really get if I don't take the time to reflect on my week, it's
just a blur and it's on to the next type of thing.
Pretty much. I do struggle with being more in the future and in the present, which again, being present is good, but you also have to be like, you know.
Yeah. I used to be super future oriented, but it wasn't a positive thing for me. So now I think I'm still trying to find a balance between both.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think the problem, again, the problem only with it is if you're not being present. And I think I do a good job of being present. I just trying to think. This week, I mean, I don't know. I just enjoy. I think I've been just enjoying the week, honestly. Like, I've been running more this week. Like I was telling you before we recorded that I haven't went to sleep before midnight all this week, and I still have to get up for work be there at 8. So I'm getting up obviously at least by 7, but usually earlier than that. So but at the same time, like I don't know. I just had went grocery shopping on Thursday. Really enjoyed myself. I really like grocery shopping. Sorry.
I was judged for grocery shopping yesterday by my sister.
Judged?
Yeah, because I went to a grocery store and I usually give myself about an hour to like run errands depending on what the errand is. And the grocery store, I'm just like, I'm fine with taking the hour to go grocery shopping. I'm not trying to be like speeding through the aisles. And so I get back and she's like, you were gone for a long time. And I'm just like, I was gone for an hour. Is that really a long time? What was you doing? You didn't have that much stuff. I'm like, I got a few items for the week and I didn't think it was a big deal to be gone for an hour. Like, I don't know. Like, was I supposed to be rushing through that experience?
I mean, I guess that's the thing. That's something funny to think about. Like, there's two types of people: people who enjoy doing their errands, and people who just try to maximize doing errands as much as possible. And that's what it sounds like to me. Because I'm weird. I was raised by my grandma and them. I love going grocery shopping. I love going. I mean, I don't go to the check cashing store, but I used to go to the check cashing place with my grandma, and then have to go pay the phone bill. And those some of my best memories. Being in that car, we finna go to the AT&T store to pay the phone bill. Waiting in line, we were driving there. Oh, we finna go get a sandwich real quick from the restaurant, and then we gonna go to the next spot. We finna go to the liquor store to pay the Comcast bill. I mean, I don't know. To me, I always enjoyed it. So when I got older, I mean, I love going to the grocery store. I love going to doing all my errands. So, but I also understand on the other side, like some people like, man, I gotta wait in the hour. I gotta wait in line for an hour. Like, no one likes going to the DMV. But at the same time, I don't know. I think that's what it sounds like. Like, I don't know. Do you find like you enjoy your errands or no?
I usually plan my week out to have space to do my errands, so maybe that's part of it. Like, I try not to fit it in when I have like certain things I need to, or certain place I need to be at a certain time. I try to do it on a day where I have like free space. So maybe that's why. Because I don't know if it's that I enjoy it. It's just that I'm able to not put that pressure on like a timetable when I'm doing it. So that makes it less of a task for me. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Sometimes I do enjoy it where I'm just like happy to just be out, especially on a sunny day, and I don't like, not many people are out. I'm able to kind of just cruise around and make my stops, but it's not that I enjoy. I don't mind taking my time to do it because I set up my time.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, because I feel like everything.
Or that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not.
Because I feel like if I set up my errands on a day where like I have things to do like at a certain time throughout the day, I already feel like overwhelmed or like pressure.
You feel like you're easily overwhelmed? Yeah,
we talked about this.
I just wondered.
I get easily overwhelmed. I don't really have like the fortitude in a sense. I want to work on it, but I'm also starting to accept like there's just certain things I'm not gonna be built up for, and it's okay.
What happens when you have kids?
I don't know if I want kids.
That makes sense, cause like when you have kids, man, talk about a lot.
Yeah, I used to work with kids and I used to do really well, but the older I got and the more years I spent in that field of working with kids, I got less and less patience. So I don't know.
Interesting.
If I do have children, it will have to be with someone who probably can balance that out for me, and they're able to like really invest in being patient and like not get overwhelmed easily.
Interesting. I don't know. That's always interesting. What?
What is?
Well, I'm just thinking about because I feel like being overwhelmed is kind of like a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if you've been exercising that muscle.
If I can build up to it. Like to not be in that state as frequently. Yeah,
because I mean, they sound like capacity. I mean, we all have different capacities, but
that's what I thought too. But
no,
I don't know. That's why I'm starting to like just be aware of it and try to navigate it from like a preventative state. But
I mean, what is saying in therapy says? I ain't trying to save you. I ain't trying to change your life. I was just more thinking about it.
No, it's something I've literally been considering. Like, girl, this is what's going on, but you know.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. There's certain things I'm not going to be able to master, and that's okay.
I mean, yeah. I don't think you got to master it, but I mean, I think you should be able to. Not even improve. I mean, I think you should be able to manage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think I manage okay, but I feel like I can manage better if I do the things I know I need to, like I said, those preventative measures. If I did that more consistently, I probably would manage better.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You better than me. I try it. I mean, I am notorious for trying to fit everything into a day, but I mean, I don't really get overwhelmed. I'm more just be like, I guess I'll say this. For me, I'm also okay with dropping something out of my schedule. Like, I was gonna do laundry today, but I also have all this stuff, so we might have to do laundry tomorrow, and it don't bother me.
I've been doing better with that.
Yeah.
These last few months, I've been doing better with just be like, okay, you didn't, because that's an issue I have is planning out my day too much or like adding too much on my to-do list. And so I've been trying to do like my primary like top 3 non-negotiables, and then everything else is kind of like, if I don't get to it, then I'll schedule it another day. So that's been helping me a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to.
I'm learning
to grow that. The tool set, the tool belt.
well.
Your Batman tool belt. So you can be like, let me go ahead and pull this one out.
But what do you like about grocery shopping before we move forward?
What do I like about grocery shopping?
Yeah.
It's not about grocery. I mean, I don't know. I just love.
Because I know you say like interacting with people, you talk to people when you're out. I know Ali mentioned that before too. I don't really talk to people in the grocery store. People sometimes talk to me, but I don't really be like really initiating.
Me, I like seeing all the different foods. Depending on what store you go to, they have more than others. But I like seeing all different foods, what's new, what's not new. Like, you know, also I like seeing what other people buying. Cause like, especially like the different ethnic cultures, like I'll see Hispanic people buying a lot of chilies and cilantro and stuff like that. But then I'll see like, you know, another culture buying different things, like a lot of potatoes and a lot of onions. You know, some of them like, I remember when I used to work at Save, there was a lady who always come in and buy ginger, and I'm like, interesting. So I think I just like the food. I think the chef brain part of me, like seeing like, okay, these people are buying these things.
Like these are staples.
Like how do you like, yeah, like what dishes would you be making with these? Like, okay, then you find out like, oh, this culture uses a lot of this type of ingredient. Oh, this now. It's like, oh, so I like that part of it. Again, I love deals, so I love finding a good deal because then it also challenges you. You know, like a Winco had $1.99 for a crate of strawberries, so it's like, what can I do with strawberries this week? You know, like stuff like that. Also, I'm very like I have a list, but I'm very open. I like walking around all the aisles and seeing what they got. I just like being in the grocery store. I've never been. That was like a thing. Like my family, even though my mom wasn't the biggest cook, we was always at the grocery store getting something, like whether that be like Hot Pockets and stuff like that, or actually getting food to be cooked. I just enjoy the experience, talking to people, seeing the stuff. You know, I'm just a big kid, so for me, it don't really. You know, I think the only chore that I still feel like is a chore is probably like washing dishes and doing laundry. Like those are the only things I feel like, oh my gosh, you're killing me. But other than that, like most errands, like it's like, again, any reason for me to get out the house is a positive. Because if it's up to me, I'm not leaving the house. Which is funny because people see my personality, don't feel that way. But yeah, if I don't got a reason to leave the house, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
So any reason to go to the grocery store, go to the, you know what I'm saying, go to Target, go to Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Even like, oh, I need to go get clothes. Let me just walk. I love going to like 4 or 5 stores. Some people like, I just need to go to one store and find me some. I'll hit depending on where I'm at pocket wise, but I'll go Nordstrom Rack, Bros & Co Factory, Ross, Marshalls, and then I'm like, I can't find it to go to Macy's. You know, I enjoy doing it. That's why I suck at online shopping. It's so, I feel like I get more distracted doing that than if I'm at the grocery store. Cause if I go in there, I'm gonna find myself scrolling like, oh, low carb corn tortillas. I never knew they had them. And then I find myself down a new rabbit hole. I'm like, bruh, you was just supposed to buy a little bit and get on.
I relate to you in two things you said. One was if I don't need to leave the house, I'm not leaving the house. But I think that's why I schedule like my errands day, because it forces me to leave the house, and like not in a sense of like I have a destination, because I feel like I'm always driving to a destination. But when I run errands, it's like I'm gonna have time to like walk around and get like actual sunlight, be around people, take my time, whatever. Because I would stay in the house. I would be in the house.
Real.
The other thing was, I think I am partially like that person to like to see the new foods. Like I sent you and Ali the picture of the carnitas Pringles. I just did that yesterday too. I ran into some, I think it was Lay's. They have masala Lay's out, and I sent it to Nina and Avni because that's their ethnic cuisine. And I think they call it like a global drop. So it's like global foods, like one of their new lines. So I think I do stuff like that. And I think I enjoy that part because it's like, okay, I'm taking my time. I'm seeing like the new end caps and like whatever. Like they had this end cap and Safeway, it was all pumpkin stuff, like all pumpkin spice. And I'm not a pumpkin spice girly, but it was still interesting to be like, dang, like they have pumpkin spice, everything you can think of. So things like that I do enjoy, and I like that I have the time to like check it out, even though I'm not interested, I'm not gonna buy it. It's just like that's interested. So I think I relate to you in those two ways. But I do have a lot of balance between shopping online and in person. It just depends on my mood. A lot of time I do shop online. I think
I take too many L's shopping online. That's the problem.
I have a really good, what do you call it?
Intuition.
No, like I have good experience. I have a lot of more good experiences online than not. Whether it's clothes, food, whatever. Like I have pretty good.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I have bad experiences online. Just be more like, I don't know. I also don't like the. I was talking about this yesterday. I don't like when my money's taken and I ain't got my product.
Oh yeah, you don't like waiting for the shipping and stuff.
I have a bad problem with patience, and it's not 100%. Just give me ETA. That's all I don't care. Like I ordered something yesterday, still don't got an ETA. Don't know when it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that kind of sits with me too. Sometimes I'll be like,
which is why I understand why Amazon's so dangerous. 2 days. You
One-
know you gonna get it in 2 days, maybe 1 day, depending on your item.
one time last year I ordered from Amazon and it came at 4 p.m. I ordered it at 10 a.m. And I was like, this is dangerous for stuff to come within hours from Amazon.
There's this lady who, I think it was a lady or a man. I think Amazon discontinued it, but there was like this button that you can buy, and the button would be the item that you need. There was like this thing they were testing out where basically you can get like a Tide button, Tide Pods, so that way when you use the rest of your Tide Pods, you could push the Tide Pod button, and it would tell your Alexa to order the Tide Pods from Amazon and get them shipped to you.
It was the actual button like on your Alexa home, or
it was like a physical button that you could put by the washing machine and dryer.
what?
And you just connect it. It was actually really cool. I really liked the idea. So it's like something like, say it was like, it would usually be like washing powder, or say it'd be like dish soap, or it'll be whatever you want, maybe some chips or some snacks. You would have the button, and when you push the button, it will automatically order it and get it shipped to you. I think they discontinued it, if I remember correctly. They might still have it. If y'all know about it, let me know. But I thought that was the coolest idea, and that's when I realized it's a little dangerous, because imagine that, man, I'm out of soap, boop, and then 2 days later the soap come.
I see something similar, not since of having an actual button, but I know that they still have like, I know for Target app, I know I be raving about Target. I love Target. Oh my gosh, you could do returns from your card now. I did that the other day, and my refund came instantly to my account. Love it. Anyways, they just added that. But anyways, on the Target app, it shows you like your usuals, and so you could just press like add usuals and add all your usual purchases to the cart, and you done. So I like that option. And then I saw another one recently where what was it? Oh, they've been doing this for a while, but Amazon, you can just set up like every 4 months or every 3 months. So So I
Oh
think
yeah, I seen that.
I think that's pretty.
Reoccurring.
Yeah, I think that's pretty similar to, or not similar, but kind of like an alternative to what you're saying, like having a button. Like if you feel like you run out of Tide Pods every 2 months, just set up a reoccurring thing. But the button thing is kind of thing, especially if it's a snack. Probably you probably shouldn't be getting that, because I have certain snacks where I'm like, I'll treat myself to like every 6 months. I'd be like, I haven't had this in a while. It's not the healthiest option, but I want this. I can imagine myself having a button for that, because you have to know yourself, right, to even get the button for that specific thing.
Mm-hmm. So and I can find out why you talking.
I don't trust myself. I know myself, and I don't trust myself to get a button that might have a specific snack, and I'm just like, I can press this at any time.
Here it is, the Amazon Dash button. That's what they called it.
Is it still on the market?
They ended in 2019, which is crazy. Right before the pandemic, it probably would have blew up. But look, they have a little button,
and you just hang it on your wall.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see.
Wait, what's the other ones?
What's the other one? So they had, again, whatever you want: Pop-Tarts, Quaker Oats, Hefty Bags, Reese's, Folgers coffee. They had a bunch of different ones.
Did it say how much they were charging for them?
For the button?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Well, I mean, it's just 'cause I don't remember how much. I don't remember the cost.
Mm.
But you can program the Dash version to be anything, and I thought it was a great idea. I'm surprised
they didn't go with it.
I'm surprised they canceled it. You know, I think about like a restaurant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for orders and stuff.
To be able, but I guess it is also, I don't know. I just thought of that when you was talking about like online, like that concept to me was so cool. And people liked it. People obviously you see a whole bunch of them. People, I mean, I just don't know what. I would do a little bit more research on why it didn't work, but yeah, shout out to shopping. I love it.
Yeah, online for me with Target though, it saves me a lot of money, because you know how like people like you go in Target, you get stuff you don't need.
That's life. So
the drive up really has saved my pockets.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Try to get your friend on it.
I do. I be trying to get everyone on Target.
Don't care for it.
And Chevron. Those are my apps.
Not the Chevron.
Yes.
Well, let's get into the topics. Let's see what's going on. I know there was one that you brought up. So let's get I guess we might as well just get into like something that's going to be recent. What's so funny?
I'm thinking about which one you talking about.
I was just talking about the celebrity relationships right now. So I don't know if, I mean, it's not nothing new with celebrity relationships. If you're born in the 2000s, you've seen legendary couples, J-Lo and what's his name, Ben Affleck, Angelina Jolie, and was it Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
You know, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Like we've always seen these like celebrities, but I feel like we're in a new era of internet celebrities, and we're at a new level of depth. Like we never knew. We had a feeling when we knew what Will and Jada was doing, but we never knew.
Yes.
But now we live in an era where like, no, we got an idea what these people is doing because they keep talking about it.
Yeah, and they're showcasing it, and
yeah,
they're not really keeping things private
at all. So obviously, if y'all haven't known already, Cardi B and Offset has been supposedly getting divorced. They claim it's happening. I guess we'll see if it happens. And not saying like, we'll see what happened, but they've been nothing but drama. I'm not gonna get into all of it, but they definitely letting everybody know what they got going on behind closed doors. DDG and Holly Bailey are the most recent one where they just what's the word I use?
He announced
they announced their public breakup.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks for the DDG and Holly fans. I'm a DDG and Holly fan, so to see them break up, I just feel like I'm going through Deshae and what's her name, Jordan, breaking up again.
Who's Deshae and Jordan?
Man, look at that. You seen Jordan? That girl who she always do this. She make a She say something crazy and she'll go like this.
I don't know.
YouTube couple, but
Okay.
yeah, them. You put on here Kiki, and then
I think his name's Darius.
I didn't really.
I couldn't remember his name.
But I thought so. You put some on bios, but I thought she married.
Yeah, but her relationship has been an ongoing topic for years now.
She was just at the football game, wasn't she?
I think so. But people are very invested in her relationship for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah, they feel like he.
Oh, they got opinions on it.
Yes, a lot of people have. People were. So the backstory with Simone and her husband is, he was a football player, I believe, but people really didn't know who he was until he was Simone Biles' boyfriend. But I think he wanted to. He's basically like communicating out his ego. So he would have interviews around that time when they first like came public as a couple.
Oh, they're saying they don't know who I am.
Yeah, like
Remember that?
he was just always just like, I didn't know who Simone was before this, or like basically. And in other interviews over the past few years, he's like, I'm the prize, I'm the this and this and that. So people always had issues with him. So this round of Olympics, he wore a shirt with her image on it to support her, and he was by her side throughout the whole competition and stuff. And so people are just like, oh, he's putting an effort in. And people are just like, he's just wearing a shirt. I don't think that's putting an effort. So I feel like that's why I put her on there, because
That's weird. I'm so sorry.
That's why I put their relationship on there, because I feel like
That
it
is so weird.
a heavy topic when it comes to like celebrity relationships.
I just think it's weird. Like, how you gonna judge? Man, I don't know. I just think it's, you know what I'm saying? I just think that's some weirdo stuff. I'm so sorry. I hate to be. I'm not trying to judge nobody, because I'm a type of person. I love to ship somebody, but I always move from the positive space of a relationship. I never really be like trying to really, like, I've never tried to decipher if DDG and Holly relationship is like what it is, or like decipher if it's healthy or not.
Mm-hmm.
I just be like, oh, shout out to them. Go on by my own life. And not saying that people should do that, but I am saying people should do that. But like, I just don't know. I just think it's crazy to go a step further and be like, oh, he's not putting forth effort. How you gonna tell what that man doing?
The kicker with me was like, around the Olympics, of course, it was trending because he was wearing the shirt with her on it. But it made people start making videos of their posting videos of their wedding, like them cutting the cake and their first dance, and they're like, see, they seem happy, they seem so happy in their wedding. And I'm just like, all because of Olympics, now their wedding's trending, and like people,
But that's the internet.
it was just a lot. I was just like,
when people find out about something, they dive. Other people dive deep, and they gonna pull up the dirt.
yeah,
Not that it's like obviously not real
Yeah.
dirt, but like I'm gonna show you what I found. Why do we need to know what you found? I don't know, but I guess they.
yeah. But that's why
That's what's up.
I included them, because I was like, I feel like people are really
So-
invested in their relationship.
Well, that brings us to the ultimate topic. Like I made the opinion, and I shared it with Ariel, that I feel like. Again, do I feel like there's a certain level of healthiness in parasocial relationships? Yes, because they've shown studies that parasocial relationships, people can feel like they know somebody, and it helps people who struggle with, maybe who don't have the most friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there's a limit, and I feel like, bruh, just hearing like that, like people are so invested in relationships. And I want to ask you, so let me ask you, like, have you ever got to that point where you was so invested in somebody's relationship that you was like, you had your own view of the relationship? Cause I know,
Whether the view is positive or negative, just like a view, like,
yeah, like you have an idea of what the relationship is, and I ain't talking about like the petty stuff, like relationship goals. I'm talking about more like you really had like a deep thought about someone else's relationship, specifically a celebrity.
maybe Iman and Tiana, because Tiana's like her and Kiki are like two of my favorite entertainers, and I got a glimpse of them individually because of like, you know, what they put out, whether it was social media, their reality TV show, their interviews. So I felt like I had an idea of like of them as individuals, and also them as a couple, and also them kind of as parents. I'm not sure if I was like invested in the sense of like I need to know all the things and I want to speak about like my opinion on their relationship, but I did think I had an understanding of the health of their relationship, and I enjoyed, or like you said, like you like seeing people happy, so I was like, oh, like they seem happy, you know. I think that's one celebrity couple that I probably felt more aware about, or more, I felt like I had it in a little bit on insight around their relationship.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if is there any, there's other ones like we casually talk about celebrities all the time, like it comes up in conversation, but I don't feel like there was an investment. It was just like, oh yeah, they're together, like, oh yeah, we heard the rumors, or
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was to the point of like I had cared that deep.
What I only asked because like I don't know, like I've never, like I can't create a storyline of any celebrity couple that I know.
Like how they
like I don't know
met,
like
how they,
you know, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I didn't even know how long he knew Beyonce before they dated. Like I watched the Kanye West documentary, that's when I realized, I'm like, oh snap, he knew Beyonce back then.
Okay, so if you've seen it from that point, like as far as like timeline, there's a lot of celebrity couples I know, like would they tell us it began in that.
Well, I'm talking about like when I say invested, it's like, you know, let me think.
Like if I get like sad or upset or heartbroken if they break up, or like something's
More like what you were saying about like Simone Biles, where it's like he's not right for her because look how he is, he treating her this and whatever, she could do better. Like I ain't never taking the auntie role in somebody else's relationship, but you don't really, you just know, you know what I'm saying, like what you see, like if like have you ever like gotten into that bag? And not
I think I cared a little bit regarding the couples that are on that list that we have, but I guess with Halle and DDG, like I only knew what people were putting out there about DDG because I wasn't familiar with him. I just knew he was on YouTube, and I didn't even know he made music. But I didn't know who he was, or like his dating history or nothing like that, until he got with Halle and people started making these think pieces and stuff like that. So when it came to them, I was like, oh, like it did make me think, like, because I am a huge fan of Halle and Chloe, like, you know, like most of us witness them grow up and become the artists and stuff that they are. So it's like, dang, like that's who she ended up with. Like I was kind of shocked and also concerned because she is a young woman and a young Black woman, and I was just like, I guess, you know, like it wasn't that I was upset or invested. It was just like I noticed information now, and now I need, I guess, to get to have an opinion about it. But it wasn't to the point where I'm just like how some people are just so upset and so like irate about them being together.
Yeah, I guess the thing is like I just don't understand how people is examining everything that these couples is doing. Like my question is like, how do you have the time to do this?
People,
how do you have the time? Like
everyone spends their time daily differently.
No, not again. You're gonna do what you want to do, but I'm just saying, like, I know what my 24 hours look like.
Yeah.
I know my 24 hours look like before I even became like start doing the video and photography stuff. I can't name a time that I have the time to sit there
and go down a rabbit hole and like look up people's history or like.
Well, that But even after that, like to continue to keep up, like let me see what D and G and them got going on. Let me see. I ain't heard from them. Let me see what they got going on.
I think it's also like an algorithm thing though, because like once you.
But the algorithm, I mean, the algorithm not new, but the algorithm now is more aggressive than it was before, and people been doing this
for years.
Yeah, because now don't get me wrong, my algorithm in Instagram like 2019. 2015 stuff like that, it wasn't that bad. Like it was more what was relevant.
Then though, we had like TMZ and blogs and stuff, and so if you're subscribed to these platforms that pretty much only talk about celebrity relationships and stuff,
I guess that makes sense.
Like you stay in tune with like the play-by-play of these relationships.
So let me ask you, like, let me ask you this. Do you feel like people go too far?
Yes. There's even a personal family and friends. I feel like people go too far with inserting themselves in others' relationships and forming opinions. Okay.
I can see that.
So for someone you actually don't know at all, it's insane.
And I think it's a good point you're making is, like you said, even in families and friends relationship, people can be too invested. I guess my question is, like, not even a question, like my thought on it is, get a life, first off, respectfully. Like, even to the family members, like, and I agree. I take what I say back. Give me 1 second. Because while I do say get a life, I do feel like there's still a healthy layer of knowing. Like, some people are like, I don't want my mama to know all my business, this and that, whatever.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that either. That's how I got caught up in the worst relationships.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There is a healthy layer of
involving
people knowing what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, if you married and stuff like that, you should tell your mama about the argument that I asked him if he loved me if I was a banana. He said he don't really care for bananas. Yeah. I'm not saying that you should tell him that, but like relatively they should know what's going on.
Yeah, like the dynamic, culture maybe.
But that's why I think it's, even from that lens, I think it's crazy because I feel like some people might know more what's going on as far as with their own personal kid going through. Like, I don't know my daughter boyfriend family, but all these celebrities family and listen, want to hear something crazy? I just found out, my mom was laughing at me the other day for this. I just found out that Tracy Ellis Ross is Diana Ross' daughter. I never knew that this whole time. It never dawned on me the last name was Ross. And the boy.
Or that they look alike.
I never seen them together. I've never ever. I only know Tracy Ellis Ross from Girlfriends, and then from there forward.
So, you're not the first Gen Z to say this, which has me concerned. Not in a sense like every generation should be so encapsulated. Is it encapsulated by like celebrity, social, like pop culture stuff? Because honestly, does any of this matter that you don't know that that's Diana Ross? It's like not technically, but it's just like culturally, like because there was this video. It started off with the girl not knowing that Tiny from
Escape was Tiny.
Yes, did it because her conversation was with her dad, I think, and she was just like, so. It's like, how is Tiny famous? It's because she married T.I. That was her initial thought. And her dad's like, you was just listening to her music, like, what you mean? And then he plays the song. She's like, this is Tiny. He's like, yeah, Tiny in the group that she's been in since she was like 14. She's written all this and produced all this music and been like, an artist, developer, all these things, right? And so that of course rippled into like the comments of like Gen Zers and other younger generations be like, I didn't know that either. One of the ones was Diana Ross and Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, I didn't know they were related. And it was just like heartbreaking because it's like, are we losing recipes? I feel like we're losing recipes in the sense of like the Black culture of entertainment, but also the general Black culture of like our actual impactful history too. So I'm just like, where are we making the mark? Like, we not.
I guess the point, my thing is, from my perspective, is like, it's like these people. So like in sports, a lot of time when there's a person who comes after, like when there's a child who comes after, like LeBron James and Bronny, they're also inseparable. If that makes sense. Like I've always seen them in the same spaces,
But they be.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen.
They be on red carpets and stuff together all the time. I think she's presented the Lifetime Award or something to Diana.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. But also, I don't think you watch a lot of like award shows either. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm also saying like that. But even like, again, there's an older reference. Nat King Cole, Natalie Cole. They related, obviously. Again,
Or like Quincy Jones and a Rashida Jones.
Yeah. But I'm saying like stuff like that never, I mean, granted I knew that one, but like the Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole, like it didn't even like dawn on me that those they would be related, even though they have the same last name. I'm just like, not until I realized like, hold on, Nat Cole and then her name Natalie, like what? And then they obviously had a song together, and that's when it like kind of really like unraveled for me.
It's just like you said, I don't think it's a priority for you to be like, let me see what celebrities are related to each other, or like if this new artist has family in the industry already, or whatever the case.
Well, even like whatchamacallit, finding out that Zion Marley obviously is related to Marley, but didn't know that
was one of what's the name's kids.
Or I didn't know that what's her name?
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. I didn't know that they had it.
They had a relationship.
Yeah, like I didn't. That I'm like, I missed that media. I missed that media news cap. Like I never would even knew that she had any dealings with the Marley family until Zion made a song and he performed with her. Then that's when I learned like, oh snap, what the heck is going on here? I never even knew this.
All these years.
And that's what I'm saying, stuff like that. And granted, also because I'm young, a lot of stuff when that stuff was happening,
it wasn't in real time for you.
Like Tracy Ellis Ross is not my celebrity. That's my mama generation celebrity. I just grew up when I'm watching Girlfriends all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Which is kind of like when we go into the thing where like I'm explaining you like the backstory of a celebrity. You be like, I didn't even know. Like obviously, like I said, Deshae Frost and all them. You like, ugh. But it's like that's it.
Deshae Frost sounds familiar now that you say their last name.
Yeah,
but I still not people I keep up with.
You know, but that's why I said like I don't know. But the point I was making is even then like I'm not that invested in nobody else's life, let alone like a relationship.
I think it's just like the time we in. We hold a lot of value in celebrities in our society as guiding posts, unfortunately, of like what something should look like and all the things. And so I think that's where the first initiation of investment comes from. So
I also think I think we talked about this with Allie. There needs to be we're getting to a point where we need to create a new word. I think the influencer. So influencer is a great word because influencer and celebrity are two different things. You know, like even though influencer can be misleading, I think Ali talked about this. Like influencer is going to influence you to make a decision, usually in terms of like marketing or something like that, like buy a product, stuff like that. But like a celebrity is like you said, a figure I look up to. And I feel like sometimes we talk about these internet celebrities and it's like, do we have a lot of internet celebrities for real? Or do we have like a lot of internet influencers?
I still feel like people look up to them though.
Who?
The younger generations who...
I'm talking about who are the people?
Oh, who are the influencers? Like themselves? I feel like
Because
people
like even like I saw some girl who was mad. There was a big old thing going on with Duke Dennis and some other girl, and she was basically kind of clown Duke Dennis, and all Duke Dennis' reaction was, "You look familiar. Was you in my DMs?" And he pulled it up, and it was heck of messages of her just messaging him and him not responding for like. And he was scrolling. He's like, "Man, it's still going." So he scrolled through it, and then she like made a video like basically trying to clown him, like, young men look up to you, but you like this and that, whatever. And I was thinking about, I was like, why I feel what she's saying. Why actually, I'm not taking it back. I don't feel what she's saying. But at the same time, like, who I've never like we admire Duke Dennis's Riz, but ain't nobody looking up to Duke Dennis. Like, I'm not looking for I should say there might be younger kids who feel that way, but even then, like,
I've seen comments in not his videos because I don't follow him, but you know, people repost his videos all the time. So I've seen comments in those videos of people kind of talking like they look up to him and how he deal with certain situations. Or I know that he's really known for like respecting women or like promoting healthy relationships. And so I've seen comments around like people saying like they look to him for advice or they look to him in how to like navigate situations. So that's still looking up to him in a sense.
but I guess, yeah, but even then, like, it's not the same way in the way that I would,
because he's a streamer, right? So it's just like I think people can look up to him to become a streamer themselves too.
I can see it from that lane. It makes sense. Like looking up to Will Smith to be an actor, looking up to, I don't know, Adele to be a singer, looking up to but like that, Denzel has transcended his roles, and people look up to Denzel because if he's an upstanding person.
And like Keanu Reeves,
Yeah,
people look up to him because he seems like he's a legit solid guy.
And I feel like a lot of these internet celebrities, like, I think people have attributed a lot of stuff to them because we see, vlogging this, we get to see their minutia of their lives, stuff like that, whatever. But do I think there's a lot of admirable qualities about Duke Dennis? Absolutely. Him talking about celibacy, him telling dudes like, man, sleeping with women ain't all to be worried about. Him just, showcasing his spiritual journey. Like, I wasn't following God, and then my assistant who helped me get on to following, him being open honest in that way. But it's kind of like what Charles Barkley said a long time ago. Like, I'm not no role model. Yo, don't look at me. Look to your daddy and your mama for that. I'm not a role model. Why are you holding me to this standard where that's not what I signed? These people didn't get into this light to be a role model.
But that's for anybody. Like, everyone's a role model to some extent, and that's just something we have to accept. Like, someone somewhere is looking to you, whether it's a younger sibling or a friend or someone who watch you online. Like, you're role modeling something for them, and I think people fail to realize that, even though they just were pursuing their dreams, right? They didn't sign up to be a role model, but even at the lowest level of just existing, you're a role model in some way. And so I think just having an understanding of like, yes, that's not your intention, but it is what it is.
I mean, but for me, while I understand that, like, you get to this point that, there comes a responsibility. I'm not gonna kill somebody for just being who the hell they is. Like we talk about with Boosie. Boosie gonna be Boosie. So I can't personally get mad at Boosie for what he doing, because it might be a person who relates to Boosie a little bit more, and Boosie really is gonna take them and put them in the right direction. But for me, I also feel like a lot of time, like, man, Boosie, I love you, my dog.
But yeah,
you could have not posted that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that goes for everyone though. There's always going to be a different take on people.
Well, I guess
they're individuals.
I guess the point I was making more was like, the level of investment back then was saved for somebody of like high status, and now it seems like
bare minimum type of.
you got a lot of followers. That's enough for me to look up to you. Dan Blazerian was looked up to. I don't know if you remember who that was. Early Instagram era. Dan Blazerian was, had the yacht with the girls on the bed and the bikinis and this and whatever. Whatever. And now, from what I've heard, he's not in the best place. And not talking about financially, but just
in general.
Yeah, in general. But it's like people looked up to that person at one point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just because he had some lifestyle that they wanted. And that's not enough to look up to somebody. And I can't say that he's wrong. Like, I think the people is wrong, not him. He just living his lifestyle and they admire it. So I want to be like him. So I'm going to follow that. That is wrong on the people, and the people who, that, where's those circles at where it's like I'm the type of person, I'm the person who talk to my brother and be like, hey man, you don't want to live your life like Kai Snad and them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed cool on the stream, but that's, what I'm saying, they got porn stars and stuff on there, man. Like that's not, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's their life, but you don't want to. You don't want to be a lifestyle where you constantly around them types of people.
Yeah, I think I agree with your point of like the village, your circle, your family and friends, the people who are actually here, present, like being able to talk to you and put that in your ear and like really influence you. But unfortunately, the society we live in today is just like the internet and celebrities and influence, whatever, does hold a lot of value, and some people don't value the people who are actually here, like our friends and family, especially younger generation. Like they look to the internet for everything, and every generation has a hard time listening to their parent because we go through the phase of thinking we know it all, or like, oh, it's different for us because we are in a different era, it's a different experience. Like every generation go through that, but I feel like this latest generation is just like heightened because of the internet and how accessible it seems to become an influencer or a celebrity or whatever the case. So it's just hard. And like you said, like it's that person, it's the people's choice. But it's just kind of how things are set up right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not mad at it. I mean, we could talk about it more another time. And for me,
but I get why you don't get it.
What do you mean?
Like you don't get how people can invest time or energy, because that's just not how you made up.
I get it.
Yeah, but you can't relate.
I can't relate, and I don't get. I mean, because I need to be more precise with my words. I've been trying to practice on this. This is my goal for next year, to be more precise with my words.
I appreciate that.
I understand the emotional aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I understand the mentality of it. What I feel like people fail to realize is that as you watching someone else's life pass you by, your life is also passing you by. Mm-hmm. So from that framework, I can't relate to someone else being more invested in someone else's life than their own life. Mm-hmm. And that to me is wild, and I'll never understand.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah, and I'm not, and again, I don't feel like those people are wrong. Mm-hmm. I do feel like the time we live in,
everyone's like misled.
Other people are living more interesting lives versus before it's like I'm watching TV or something like that. Now there's so much content of people living interesting lives that I can consistently on hours on end check out of my life and be tuned into a lifestyle that I'm more in alignment with instead of actually living your life for what it is. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the point I was making.
And I agree. And like I said, I get why you can't relate because you're just not made up like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are made up like that. And they are easily influenced and doesn't really have a lot of, like we talked about before, foundation in different things where it can be more of a guiding post and that people do hold more value. And that foundation than
and hopefully
what the
we get
world
back
is-
to that.
The world is offering. I know, but you know me, I be in La La Land. I be hoping for stuff.
Well, I just said because I mean, obviously everything's cyclical. It's gonna it's gonna come back.
It's gonna, come.
Because again, it correct.
Hopefully, I'm living because I want to live.
I mean, that's just it. I'm trying to bring back the front porch. That's all I'm trying to be on.
Oh yeah.
Trying to bring back front porch culture.
Yeah.
Like the whole neighborhood know each other type stuff.
I can't
It's
wait.
gonna happen.
It is.
Because people gonna check out
Mentioning a front porch, do you watch that music series? It's called
the one when they do the performance on the porch.
Yeah, I've been enjoying those.
I haven't watched. I've watched a few, but I haven't watched many.
I watched
they're good.
with Jadakiss and Styles P. What's the name of their group? Or their but yeah, I watched theirs, enjoyed it, and I watched a few other ones, but that was the last one I watched. Yeah,
Nice.
I love the idea though.
No, that's great. I mean, especially where it's at, it's like it makes sense. Nice little performance in the front. It's giving pergola energy.
It is. Speaking of that, sorry, I know I'm like going off base. There's someone else in the Bay Area who's starting to do performances in the backyard, and people were mad because they're like, "That's Lil Russell's thing. Like you can't copy him." Blah blah blah. But then there's
Russell probably not the first person to ever do that.
exactly. So there's people in the comments who say that, right? Like Lil Russell's probably not the first one to do this. Other people are saying like everyone can have their own lane. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
I think people need to get off of that. That's what
The comparison and like
well, not the
only one
people.
person
You
can
can't
do
never
this.
you can never stop the comparison thing. But it's just more like you don't want. There's enough out there. The Russell can only do so many performances. Somebody else can do something else. Tertiary again might have artists that the Russell ain't never gonna ever find. Why not? As long as you're not stealing somebody's idea one for one. I don't think there's any problem with, especially like a backyard. It's like, man, we all got backyards. You know what I'm saying? Now we can't. Nobody could throw a concert in a backyard because you did a concert.
Right.
Like, that don't make no sense. Now again, if you stealing everything from him,
Which
but
from my view, they weren't. They had a different style and approach.
well, not to mention Lil Russell, if you listen to him, he given the blueprint. So it's probably something that he even want to happen. I'm giving the blueprint of what it looked like to do.
Like if he was gatekeeping, maybe I can assume he didn't want others to quote unquote copy him, but he's pretty much an open book. Him and T.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, I guess we might as well get into talking about gatekeeping and stealing ideas.
okay.
Crumbl gate. What do you call it?
Like
Cookie gate.
Cookie Gate.
Cookie gate.
Yeah.
There was we were talking about topics the other day, yesterday I think, and Ariel was telling me about the story about Crumbl gate, Cookie gate, which is basically it was some young ladies in Sydney, Australia, and them and a bunch of other people are a fan of the brand Crumbl, and there's no Crumbl in Australia, so what they decided to do was to create a invite only like cookie pop up where they flew to America, imported cookies, and then sell them to what seemed like a lot of local Australian influencers. And I can't speak to their motives, but it felt like with the intent to promote Crumbl and like showcase like this, Crumbl. Everybody in America hear about Crumbl all the time, but other countries they want to experience the same thing. So they end up doing it due to the important. They had to double the price of the cookies. So the cookies, like I think one cookie was like $17, $18 for a cookie, and then as well, like people were complaining that the freshness of the cookie wasn't there, which I'll give my opinion in a second about. But yeah, this is a situation going on, and we were just discussing like, so basically they ended up getting backlash after it because once people got the cookies, they then rated the cookies and said the cookies were weak and that it wasn't worth the wait, and they felt like they got scammed and XYZ. So now we're here.
Now we're here.
And me and Ariel have different views on it. But I'll let Ariel go first about how she feel about Cookie Gate.
So initially, before Wuzi did the real research, I only was seeing what other people were posting on TikTok, and my synopsis came to basically they're being fraudulent about claiming the Crumbl brand. And the only way that they were initially saying that they weren't associated with Crumbl was in like the comments when people asked. But after reviewing like their initial Instagram and their initial TikTok accounts, it did clearly state that they weren't associated with Crumbl. So that helped out a lot with my opinion of everything, right? But I was still just caught up on the liability piece. I think overall, like you said, you're not sure about what their motives or intentions were. Like it could have been like to promote Crumbl. I think ultimately they were just trying to bring that experience to Australia because, like you said, Crumbl's not available in Australia. I think that was their overall intention because a lot of what their responses was like, we're just huge fans of Crumbl. We're just very passionate about Crumbl. Blah, 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 blah. That was just like...
Being passionate about Crumbl is crazy.
Yeah, that was their cookie cutter answer for everyone who kept asking them, like, are you guys associated with Crumbl? They're like, no, we're just huge friends. We're just very passionate. So that was their responses. So I really do think it was, they just wanted people to be able to try Crumbl that were in the US, right? Cool. My stance on it was just like, I think, yes, even though that may have been your intention, I just don't play with food or anything people can consume, whether it's consuming orally, like eating something, or like putting it on your skin, like whether it's makeup, lotion, body spray. Like I just always felt cautious myself. Like when I wanted to start a business, I always had an interest in like skincare and stuff, but I steered away from it because there's a lot of liability and risk that comes with that, and it takes a lot of intention around setting up a product for it to be safe to sell. So when it came to them importing cookies from the US that were at least a day old, reselling it, I just thought it was too much of a risk for whatever their motivation and intention were. And that's where I stand. Because like even in the work that I do, even like hosting events and stuff, and we're serving food, or we have minors involved, like we have people sign waivers, even taking photos, like we have people sign waivers, right? And even with that, we have to have the waivers looked over by a lawyer before we can confirm that the languaging in the waiver will hold up in court. So it's just things like that. I'm just like, I think that's where my foundational part of like just being cautious and like avoiding risks, I just think it's too big of a risk for me personally. Like I don't think I would have done it, whether that was my intention or not. Just being excited about a brand and wanted to, you know, make sure people had a chance to try the brand. I don't think I would have did it. I don't think they should have did it. But yeah, so that's my opinion.
I just think my thing is, I get you not saying you want to do it, but like, dude, like they shouldn't have did it is the part that always throws me off, because I get it, but again, cookies, as a cookie expert,
Yes.
cookies, especially cookies, not like cookies that we make at home because we don't put many preservatives, but I'm pretty sure they have preservatives in Crumbl's cookies. They usually have a shelf life of 3 to 7 days, and that's just without refrigeration. If you refrigerate, it can be like up to 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a cookie, it's not like it has egg. I mean, granted, cookies don't have eggs.
They have eggs.
Do they have eggs in them?
Yeah.
But they're cooked. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't have, it's not like it has any raw ingredients that could be potentially harmful. The most you deal with is the cookie being stale, and less about a foodborne illness.
But people still can claim it.
I mean, they can claim anything.
Actually,
but that's the thing. That's the point. That's the point I made to you yesterday. people buy food fresh and still claim it. The food is hot, and they claim that the food messed their stomach up. Not the thing that you ate before the food, not the thing you ate after the food. The food that you ate then. Oh, I think Korean barbecue messed my stomach up.
Don't mention Korean barbecue. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, stuff like stuff like that. Like, I don't be understanding that logic.
But that's also why.
Or not saying that, and maybe not take it back. It's not I don't understand the logic. I just don't think that
it was that
in this arena, that was the most like plot. Like foodborne illness is probably like the least thing they had to worry about. I think it's more worried about the freshness of the cookie, as far as it not being stale.
I think for me, it's just like also why I haven't attempted to expand, or like when I think about maybe opening my own restaurant or whatever case, like that's always my biggest fear.
That's always gonna be the thing.
And I think that's why
we have, when I had my family restaurant, when I was still working at my family restaurant, we ran into that all the time. People claiming certain stuff, and we'd be like,
yeah, I think that's just me operating from.
That's why they got all the disclaimers at the bottom of the menus for. Hey, this has eggs in it. Hey, this has this in it.
Well, that's why I wouldn't do it. I think overall, even with outside of this circumstance, like I just food, I just try to avoid.
Scary.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just scared me.
It's just my own fear.
Well, for me, I don't feel like they did nothing wrong. I think
he about to do one too.
I just think that no, heck no, I ain't gonna do that. But I mean, we gonna do food one day. But my thing, the only problem I had with it is not anything the girls did. It was people tasting the cookies and finding out they were mid and blaming the girls. I'm not gonna roast Crumbl.
Why?
But I'm not gonna say Crumbl is amazing. I've never had Crumbl and be like, man, Crumbl is the best cookie I've ever had in my life.
I never had Crumbl and liked Crumbl.
So I'm saying, like, when people had the Crumbl cookies, I feel like they was about on par with the experiences I've heard from people that I know who get Crumbl cookies. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people I know like Crumbl. A lot of people I know also don't like Crumbl. So it's like, I feel like the girls caught the backlash for it and try to say the freshness wasn't there and whatever. And again, that might be the cases given the way they had to travel. But for the most part, it's not like I didn't like, because some people are going to say it tasted like a cookie that I could have made at home. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should have bought the Toll House. Absolutely. But I'm not going to blame the girls for that. That's exactly. And then we talking about, again, the event was for influencers.
Yeah, that was another.
So it's like, we already know how they be.
Yeah.
You know how they be.
Also, we considered that not only influencers showed up too, because it was supposed to be like invite only. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure more people showed up than they invited.
And I'm pretty sure we don't hear the stories of people who enjoyed it. I saw a review the other day. A guy, he said he'd been going to a place for 15 years. 15 years, and he never made a review. He only made a review because he had a bad experience.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that, yeah.
How out of pocket is that? So that's why I'm always, as a person who used to work in food service, I understand how fickle a review is. So that we can see the overall, like it might feel like, oh, they scam people, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of people who was like, man, it was some decent cookies, and took their L, or took their W. Like, man, I really enjoyed it. But we ain't gonna hear from them people because people also not going. That I think that's another reason. I mean, not to change the subject too drastically, but I think that's why Keith Lee do so well. Because I'm gonna tell you about the food that's good. It's enough people telling you the food bad somewhere. I'm gonna tell you the food is good and give my rating. Blah 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 blah. And when I see stuff like this, I appreciate what he do a lot more. Like in hindsight, because like, how everybody, the reviews on Yelp gonna tell you the food bad. And don't get me wrong, it's obviously gonna be good reviews. People share the good reviews, but we talked about before too. It's not usually about the food; it's usually about the service.
Yeah,
I've seen reviews that were good and like the food was mid, but the service was great. Do I want to go to that place? I don't know. Is service enough to win me over?
Man, one of my worst experiences with reviews was at this ramen place me and Nina went to. She had looked it up, And she's like, oh, like, we love ramen, right? So let's go try this ramen place. Has great reviews. Got there. The waiter came over. He was just like, how you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, really nice. And we are like, yeah, it's our first time here. You know, do you have any recommendations off the menu? Blah, 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 blah. Recommended 2 ramens. And we were just like, okay, you know, we'll get those 2. I'll get one. She get one. We'll try it. Disgusting.
Both
Ramens were disgusting.
fire.
We look around the restaurant. Ain't nobody in there look like us. Ain't nobody in there look like where ramen originated from. And we said, adds up. The reviews adds up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so sad. But we took the L. I don't think we left a review.
But I'm saying
we took the L.
because you didn't like it don't mean the food is bad. You get me?
Yeah. It was just nasty to us.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like pickles, but I don't mean pickles are the worst thing ever created. I just don't like pickles.
I know, when you push the pickle.
Yeah, they put a pickle on my plate. I had to slap it away. That was terrible. What I'm saying, but I don't. But again, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't. In this situation with the girls, to bring it back to the girls, I just think it's funny. Like, you know,
that
they was doing a service for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't think people be understanding stuff. They spent $16,000. Let me 16. They spent $6,000 to bring Crumbl cookies, and people are upset at the prices. Like, what y'all think they was gonna take an L on the cookies? Like, obviously they love Crumbl, but girl, ain't nobody finna take an L on all that money. And then, 2, not only did y'all like, it's like y'all bashing them like they was scamming people. It's like, that's why I was getting mad. It's like people quick to call something a scam. Like, where did they scam people at? They told y'all we got the cookies from America, so you know, let's use our thinking cap. Put our thinking cap on for a second. There's going to be travel time from when we got the cookies to when we got it here, which means, guess what? We're not going to have peak freshness when we get these cookies. And again, they even admitted they had a little microwave to try to heat it up like Crumbl do to get it back to, you know, get it to a texture and a enjoyability that you would like it in.
They claim they refrigerated something them too.
Yeah.
For travel.
Yeah, they like they kept them as refrigerated in airtight containers as much as they could during the travel. I mean, what y'all, you know what I'm saying? What y'all expect? I think people's expectations just be so wild to me.
Oh, that's true.
People expectation. It's kind of like when people like be trying to like lose weight. You know, they expect to lose drastic amounts of weight in 1 year. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No. I think I learned you could only gain, like, not only, but I think the average muscle gain in a year is like 10 pounds or something like that, which is not a lot. And some people are like, I'm about to look like this person in 1 year. Is like, no, that's more like a 5-year journey. So I don't know. I think this was an expectation thing.
Yeah.
I think shout out to the girls, in my opinion. I really appreciate what they did. I think that was fire.
Brave,
Yeah,
creative.
they did their thing. And they got it up. They had nice little graphics and stuff like that. I didn't get to see the social media page because they end up getting banned. Instagram ended up banning them, and then they didn't release all the videos on TikTok, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, keep it up, y'all. Y'all next one going. Y'all, this might be the start of their actual cookie business. Like, you know what, Crumbl was mid. We're gonna make our own cookies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I want to know more of their story of like how they got here. Because we can assume their motivation and intention behind it was just like, what else is to it?
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good thing. That'd be a good thing to figure out.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get some interviews or something.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure in Sydney they probably got a couple. No, they probably denying them depending on what the
timing and everything.
Well, the timing and also depending on like the energy they be trying to go for the interview.
Oh right.
You know, they might try to. You know, if they trying to paint you in a bad light, you don't want to do no interview.
Them.
Yeah. Anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Ew, someone's calling me. What are you looking forward to?
For what? In what context?
Let's say for the fall. What are you looking forward to for the fall? The fall quarter.
I'm looking forward to my winter arc.
I seen that somewhere. What does that mean?
I've seen a lot of bodybuilding communities, but the winter arc is like basically like you going deep into the gym and basically getting ready for the summer.
Pop out.
Pop out and show niggas. Certified lover boy. I'm the one to up the score with him. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to my winter arc. I mean, hopefully I'm able to do it. I need to just. I keep making a joke that I might just have to. I'm an extreme person.
Sorry.
I am. So
You
I'm like,
are.
I'm debate. Like I feel like the only way I can do what I need to do is to go to extreme, but I just don't. I'm trying to do better at not being on the extremes. But
Yeah.
I might just have to do an aggressive cut.
Okay.
Aggressive cut means eating 1,500 calories and working out twice a day.
I know. You told me about it before.
No, I never said the 1,500 calorie part.
No, but you told about what aggressive cut could look like.
Yeah. So, but the only thing that motivates me is the extreme. So it's like I might have to go to the extreme, but I'm trying to be in a 2,000 calorie range, work out 3 times a week, or do weightlifting 3 times a week, 5 days a week of exercise. But we'll see.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking forward to. What about you? Maybe some turkey wings. I might make some turkey wings again. Because I don't want no turkey this year. I don't want no turkey.
Traditional turkey, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want no bark.
A lot of people been
The bark ain't for me.
what do you call it? Steering away.
And it's
From whole
less waste
turkeys?
too. That's waste. I mean, obviously wings is waste. If you ain't eating the whole turkey, it's a waste. But
Yeah. Some people are innovative and like make other stuff out of it, but a lot of people just toss it. Unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to. I told you this before, but just relaxing and being in my house.
not being in my house.
Usually during the fall is when I still socialize, but I socialize virtually. I like to take time to spend with myself and with family in the fall, so I usually prioritize those things. But I'm looking forward to. I'm hosting a virtual game night.
Nice.
To start off the season, and then I decided to do my watch party for November, so
Nice.
that'll be rolling out. Excited about that. And I'm excited to have the holidays, but I'm mostly excited about the rollout of my watch party
Nice.
because I decided to commit to it this year, keep it going.
Look at you.
Yeah, it'll be the 4th annual one.
Look at you.
So
Are you the sponsor this year?
I'm gonna reach out to Fukumi and see if they can sponsor in some way.
Oh yeah, vibe.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Nice. Okay. So I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Thanks. I will make sure you put the link too for people to sign up.
Okay. We'll put the link.
Yeah.
So that way you guys can tune in to either the watch party or the ramen if you're in Sacramento area.
Yeah.
But, well, guys, thank you guys again. This is another episode of Special Friends Podcast. I'm your boy, Wuzi. I'm here with
Earoke.
And, yeah, thank you guys. If you haven't already, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, rate the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It helps out a lot. Helps let people know that we're serious, that we're out here. And it recommends us to other people that you probably listen to or other podcasts and whatnot. So, yeah, appreciate you guys as always. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I was trying not to do that because I know.
Peace.
Peace.
Trying to do
You're my special friend.